Now I'd like to introduce Alfred Poor. He's the editor of Health Tech Insider, which covers wearables and mobile technology for health and medical apps. He's been writing about technology for 35 years. He's seen a lot of gadgets in his time. Alfred.
Thank you, David.
Welcome aboard.
Hello, Springfield. How you all doing out there? Holding up all right? So I've got one burning question that I've just got to ask you. Does this headband make me look fat? Now, those of us who grow up with the Rolling Stones and Mother's Little Helper, we are of a generation where if there's something wrong or something you want to change, you take a pill. Better living through chemistry. Want to get fatter? Take a pill. Want to get thinner? Take a pill. You want to get healthy? You want to change how you feel? Whatever, you take a pill. One of the cool things that's happening in digital health right now, this is just this enormous exploding industry, is we're finding new ways of treating conditions and situations without resorting to chemicals. And what I've got on my head here is one of these new kinds of products that does something that is totally remarkable. And I'm not going to tell you what it does, but Jason McEwen is going to come up here and tell you all about it. Jason.
Thank you. So my name's Jason McEwen, and I'm the founder and inventor of Modius, and I'm a doctor, I'm a neuroscientist, and I'm also a visiting scholar at UC San Diego. And I specialize in an area of your brain that controls fat storage and metabolism. So 2 billion people across the world are actually either overweight or obese. So in the US, 70% of adults fall into this category. So in the US, you are twice as likely to be overweight than you are to be of a normal weight. And a lot of people don't realize it, but it's actually your brain that controls fat storage. And there's an area, it's called your hypothalamus, and due to really, really strong evolutionary reasons, it is the reason that so many people cannot reduce their body weight. And it's so good, in fact, that 95% of weight loss attempts will fail. And that is not because you're not trying hard enough, it's not because of diet or exercise, it's because your hypothalamus is stopping you getting a lean and healthy body. This is Modius, and Modius non-invasively stimulates that part of your brain through the vestibular nerve, which is just behind your ear. This type of technology was previously always implanted, so it was high risk, very invasive technology, but Modius is the first completely non-invasive wearable weight loss device. And it's been known for about 50 years, actually, that vestibular nerve stimulation causes significant reductions in body fat. So in 1972, NASA started releasing data on vestibular stimulation, which was able to take body fat right down to as low as 5%. Now, this is a very complicated slide, but the actual true mechanisms of why this worked weren't really realized until about 2002. And all I really want to do is highlight here that the vestibular system, which is what Modius stimulates, actually transports right down through the brainstem and then across to this area called the hypothalamus, which is the key to making weight loss easier. And since actually those papers come out, another group of scientists have used vestibular stimulation to actually show improvements in thyroid function and in diabetes. And the reason that I mention this is because their findings complement our findings, and they really establish that vestibular stimulation influences the hypothalamus in a very, very positive way. So our studies at the University of California, not only could we show a reduction in body fat, but we actually also showed an increase in fat metabolism, metabolic hormones, and a decrease in appetite. So we actually released this as a consumer weight loss device in the middle of 2017. The target on Indiegogo was to raise $50,000. We've actually raised over $2 million. But more importantly, we are getting what I call real-life results. So not just a closed lab-based sample, we're getting a mixture of different starting weights, different diets, different medications, different lifestyles, and we're finding two very, very promising trends. One is people who use Modius are losing weight, okay? And then the other trend is the more you use Modius, the more weight that you lose. Now, we've had hundreds of positive testimonials. Here are I'm going to highlight 3 high-profile ones. We were actually on the doctor's TV show. They picked 3 ladies from the crowd. We had no control over this. We did not influence what they said, but I just want to let you hear the journey and the experience that they had with Modius.
For me, I lost 14 pounds. And 5 inches around the waist. So it was primarily like in the abdomen region, and I got my curves back, and it's amazing what 14 pounds can do to your confidence and your energy. So for me, it was just, I'm super grateful. I just really loved it.
So Deidre, what about you?
The device, what it did for me was no snacking. And so that was great. And the fact that the snacking left and I rested better, I ate less, so it has a curbing of the appetite effect. I ate less when I did eat, and all of those results together helped me to go down 12 pounds.
With the device, I found I did have the cravings, decreased, and to this day I lost 14 pounds. So that really helped.
So in summary, obesity is a global problem that is ever developing. Modius makes weight loss easier. Thank you.
Thank you. Very cool. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
So what kind of stimulation are we talking about?
So it's a very sort of small, safe electrical pulse that goes in through the skin. So the trick, I suppose, is getting into the brainstem, because once you get into the brainstem, you can actually send signals up into the deeper parts of the brain. But there are actually 10 nerves that connect direct to the brainstem. Most of these are very deep within the skull, or the vagus nerve goes down into the neck, into the body. The vestibular nerve, actually, on its way towards the back of the head, is so close to the surface that you can activate it by a little electrical impulse.
Huh, because I've hosted a bunch of NOVA science specials on PBS, and one thing we learned is that brain signals reaching through the skull, they're so faint. Someone described it as there are these things that you wear that try to read, they go the other direction, right?
Yep.
And a scientist described it to me as, if I threw a pebble into the middle of a lake, you're sitting on the shore trying to figure out what that pebble looked like by the ripples that reach the shore. It's like so faint, right?
Yep.
But you're saying they're close enough that you can reach them?
Yeah, so that approach, if you're comparing to what we would be doing, trying to hit the hypothalamus, you could not hit the hypothalamus through the skull. It's too central and too deep and too small. But what we are doing is using a pre-existing pathway from the back of your head to the hypothalamus. So we can put in a little tiny signal, and it activates the whole pathway right through.
Oh, you're not going through the skull?
No, we're going just through the surface.
So where do these things stick?
So just behind the ear.
Okay, and how do they stick?
There's just little electrode pads that stick on. They're very
Like
similar to-
adhesive, or-
Yeah, they're like little EKG pads where you
I
can
see.
stick on.
So that, I've never heard of the show The Doctors. I
Yeah.
have to tell you, it looked a little infomercial-y. Is that an infomercial?
No, that's just what they put out on the TV.
Okay, so there was no money changing hands for that?
Oh no, absolutely no. I mean, they asked us on. They picked 3 ladies at random, but that was the weigh-in when we came back.
Wow.
So that's a CBS show. It goes out to about 2 million people.
Because you know what this means. I mean, if this works, then your $2 million Indiegogo thing is going to look like chump change.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're just delighted that we're seeing positive results. I mean, you look at obesity, 2 billion people, look at all the comorbidities, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, stroke. We just want to help people.
Wow. Are you Scottish?
Irish.
Irish,
Yeah.
okay. Does the accent help in the industry?
Sometimes, yeah.
He's European, he must know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, very cool. And I hope it works for the sake of the world.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Take care.